Today we are going to have a look at the Toon World round base set from Wargame exclusive, and the Tau Enclave one. And it's coming right up.
Necrons!
Nick speaking, and welcome to this video. Right, I was sent some round base set from Wargame exclusive. These are their army gainer sets. We've got an Enclaved one, which is a Tau based one, and more importantly, more excitingly, we've got a Necron Toon World one, which I can't wait to have a look at. First though, let's have a look at the Tau Enclaved base set. Okay, so you get 33 bases in this set. You get 10 25mm, 10 32mm, 5 40mm, 5 50mm and 3 64mm. Now it's interesting that you get different base sizes in the sets, which I suppose represents maybe the miniatures which are available for the armies. This one, as I said, is the Enclave set, which is basically the Tau Empire from Games Workshop. And these do really look like the Tau Empire. Now it's interesting that these are actually plastic bases. All of the other stuff which I've had from Wargame exclusive already have been resin. I've got a video where I reviewed some of the Necro Cyborg miniatures from Wargame's exclusive. Some really cool female-based characters. I'll link that video up at the end of this one for you if you want to check it out later. But yeah, back to these Enclaved bases. So really well detailed. I was impressed with these. What I really liked about this base sets though is that you've got some extra bits to use to put onto the bases, which I thought was really cool. Now you get 3 different sprues. At first I thought they were going to be sort of one sprue duplicated 3 times. But actually looking closer at these bases, each individual base is a total different design from any of the other bases. You get no duplicated design bases, which I'm really liking. Now of course if you get 2 or 3 boxes of these to populate an entire army, you might start to duplicate the bases. But that's the great thing about the extra bits that you get on the sprues. It means you can make some of the bases look slightly different from each other. So that's a really nice touch. Now obviously I'm not going to make use of these Tau bases myself, but I know somebody who's going to really appreciate these, so they'll be going their way. However, what I am definitely going to be interested in using is the Toon World ones, so let's have a look at them. Now you get less bases in this set, but you get bigger bases. So you get 10 32mm, 5 40mm, 5 50mm and 5 64mm bases. Again, these are plastic bases, and again these have little bits in between the sprues. Actually I think you get more bits than in the Enclaved set, and a nice variety of bits. Actually the bits look really cool. Now again there's 3 sprues and each sprue is different from each other. Each base is totally different from each other. And I'm looking at the detail. The detail is absolutely amazing on these. We've got some little scarabs, we've got some little crystals. There's an awful lot of detail here. And obviously with those extra little bits that you can also glue onto the bases, you can really make these bases stand out from each other, but still look consistent if you were using them as a unit or for a whole army. And what I like about these bases is, even though they are really well detailed, is they have a lot of nice flat sections, which means there's plenty of room for you to actually glue your miniatures to these bases. There's a lot of Necron-esque pieces. We've got little generators, there's little pylons, I think that's what they are anyway. They look like pylons to me. Obviously there's orbs on the bases. As I said, there's scarabs, there's crystals, there's rocks, and there's a cool design of the Necron glyph. Now I'm not sure if this is an actual design of the base, but on the bottom there is a hole, and in that hole you can fit a 5mm magnet really easily. It sort of just pushes into place, which is fantastic. I mean, I don't know if that was by design. I'm sure it probably was. If it wasn't, what a coincidence. But either way, it's really useful. I'm really liking these bases. Now I thought I would cut one off and have a closer look at the actual material itself to see what it's like. So I got my clippers and I just cut one off the sprue. The plastic seemed harder, let's say, than the Games Workshop plastic. And I noticed on the bottom of the base there were sort of some bumpy sections, maybe from the mould. It didn't seem to be too much of a problem, so I just got my knife and I just trimmed them off. And the plastic, like I said, was a bit harder than usual, so I had to be a bit careful, making sure that I didn't cut towards my thumb, and I just cut those little sections off. Now the rim of the base had some sort of excess bits on it as well, which, well, Games Workshop bases sometimes have that, and to be fair, I usually run my knife round the edge of the base anyway, regardless of what base I've got, because it just makes it nice. So I removed the section at the base and put it onto my board just to see if it was flat, and it was totally flat there. I had no issues with this base. It looks really cool, the quality is fantastic, and I'm really happy they sent me these bases. I'm going to start incorporating some of these. I'm not going to rebase my whole army, but maybe have one or two units with these bases on. Now in terms of price, this box is $24.99. Obviously you've got things like shipping fees to consider, but overall really liking them. Thank you Wargames Exclusive for sending these to me. I'm going to paint one up next to see what they are like painted, and I'll upload the painting video very soon, so keep an eye out for that. In the meantime, here is the video of me reviewing the Wargame Exclusive female Necrons. Go and check it out.